All right, so let it be a good learning for me as well. I will, refresh it for me because it has been a while I launched it. So let's do that. I was just reading some blogs, which one is most suitable for this. Okay, so what I would do is I will first of all remove these two servers and I will start fresh. But again, for me also, public private subnet is ready, everything is ready. So I will first of all go ahead and I will, and let me see if VPCs, which VPC I have. So this is the VPC. Okay, so I have four VPCs. How come? Okay, I don't need this one. I will just delete this one. Okay. And this one, I don't know how come this came. Oh, maybe I was just experimenting. I'll delete this one as well. All right, so now is the time we create some servers and do it in VPC1. Okay, let's click on launch and I will do cp class uh, public server. This is actually WordPress. I'm going to use Ubuntu. I don't know. Maybe Amazon Linux could be easier to follow. Let me see which one is easier to follow. Uh, Tom, which one were you following? Ubuntu or Amazon Linux? All right, so let's follow Amazon Linux then. Okay. All right, so I will be following this link, everyone. This is Amazon based on Amazon Linux. Okay. So I'm not going to use two, three. I'll use two. I'll use this one. This is I will use DevOps class, and I will put this in VPC. I'll put this in public because this is public one, and I will request for IP address. I'll give the security group. Okay, so those who have not done this one, you may please follow with me. Okay, yeah. Okay, for some reason this isn't so. Mm. Okay, Amazon Linux 2. I will use CP DevOps subnet. All right, so I believe everyone is following with me, those who want to follow. So let's just continue with that. Okay, let's not change this one. This will remain the same. All right, so I feel that we are good. We can just continue with this. Amazon Linux 2. All right. So this one is launched in public subnet. Okay. And I will go ahead and launch another one. This will be private, okay, and this will be database. Okay, so this will also be based on Amazon Linux 2. So let this one, I will use this one. I'll put this in the private subnet. No IP address, I will just use the security group, okay? And this is where there is a catch, okay? So I will now, let me give some SSH one right now, okay? But what I would be doing is, I will later change it, okay? So second, okay. So this one will create a private subnet database here. Okay. So we got the database and we got the server. Okay. We got the public one and we got the private one. All right. So we have this public one. Let's connect in this. Let me copy this and let me get inside. Okay, so I have gotten inside the server. Now what I would do is, let's just follow the steps. We will get the WordPress. I think, don't you need to update once? I think it's advisable to update once. It uses yum only, right? I hope it uses yum. Right. So we have gotten the WordPress jar file. We will unzip it. And now we will create database and install database. Okay. For that, we need to have, we need to first of all install database. Oh, this is what, right? I just was running this. I would need to install, yes. Am I missing anything?
Oh no, sorry, misclick.
No, I can miss. Okay. And I'm not looking at the chat. Please, help me if you feel anything I'm missing. So what I'm doing here is I will install MariaDB package here as well. Okay. Now I need to go inside this server. Okay. So what I would do, this is my private subnet server, and I need this, right? I need the key first of all. So if you know that we can get the key if we want. So what I would do, cat cp, okay. I can copy from here to here, and I can simply vi key.m. I will save the key. I will change the mode, chmod 400 key.m, and now I write ssh minus I key. Okay, what was it saying? Let me just move it. All right, so we have gotten the key. Please, pause me because I will be pretty much going in monologue, assuming that you understand that step. So, all right, so I have gotten inside the private server. This is my private subnet server. This is my public subnet server. Oh, I need to give yes here as well. Okay, so essentially I'm installing the LAMP stack, right? Okay, so let it install. While it installs, all right. So it seems this installation is done. I don't know what this would do, but that's okay. Now I need to install PHP because it is a LAMP stack. It is installing PHP and this will install Apache. Okay, I hope everyone is following and I'm not making any mistake. All right, so this has installed PHP and I'm installing HTTPD. So let's install HTTPD. Okay, this is done. And it shows that if you want, we can check. We can enable and if security group we have opened, then it should actually open. Okay, so let's open the server and see what's going on with this. So this is public. And let me open some other one. Okay, so at least the installation is done, but the job is not over. Okay, we don't need this, I think. This is just saying that you can add EC2 user inside the Apache group. Not really needed, I think. Okay, so I'm skipping this part. I assume that this is not required. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it should not be a big problem. Let's continue. Oh yeah, this is where I think we will face issues now because we'll have to use sudo everywhere. Okay, I think let's add this one. So let's add this one. We need to exit once and we need to go inside. Okay. Okay. What this one is doing, this will change the ownership. Okay. So, pretty much I'm just doing the monologue and this is not how I generally do. I generally like people to follow with me. So, I'm not doing anything new except that I'm just following the steps here. because I think that most of you understand what this is saying. Does anyone have any question on this part, what I'm doing so far? Tom, at least I'm not getting that issue. I was able to go inside, so I don't have the issue. I'm inside the private server here. I don't have that issue. Okay, so all right. What I would be now doing is okay. Okay, no worries. Okay, Tom. All right. So Tom is following with me. I mean, probably he is ahead of me. Anybody else who's following so that I will keep checking with them? Okay. So probably my hackathon is to build this WordPress then. Let me finish my hackathon then. All right. So this one is my database installation. So this is using MariaDB. So I'm going to install MariaDB. Okay, so I need to first of all install MariaDB. This is what it is saying. I am yet, okay, so I need to update the server. So so I'm inside, this one is private server, this one is public server. This is public, this is private. Okay. Okay. Why would it stall? Is it dead? Oh, I don't know what happened to it. Because let me see what is happening to this server. This has security group, but this is not able to go outside. So this is in private database. This is in private subnet. That is true. Let me see how is the route table and all. Ten to 49. Okay. So we need to go out. Okay. See private key. Okay. Okay. So I need to give the NAT gateway, I think. This is what I probably need. I was thinking I can get done without it.
Does the NAT gateway have its elastic IP address?
Yeah, it would have. I was just thinking I can probably cheat a bit and do it without doing the NAT gateway. Let me see if I can still do it. Yeah, I think I can do that. Okay, so I'm just doing a bit of cheating, everyone. Okay, so I'm just associating a public IP with which you generally don't do. Okay, I hope it should work. That okay, so it's just a bit of cheating. Yeah. Okay, so this cheating has worked. Okay, generally don't attach public IP, elastic IP with private subnet. Okay, if you're following with me. All right, so no worries. I think I will continue. Okay, so I am inside the database server. Okay, and I just enabled. Okay, ideally you should be giving NAT gateways. Okay, I had done a bit of cheating, letting it go through internet gateway. So let it do the installation. Okay. All right, so this is done. Let's install MariaDB. Okay, if MariaDB is installed, we just need to start database. All right, I will start database. Okay, database is started. I will enable it so that it will work. Now, php let it be out. We don't need right now. Okay, so database is installed, everyone. Okay, so we got pretty much the LAMP stack. What we have gotten? We have gotten the system. Now we will go inside and we will create a user. Okay. Okay. So wait a second. Sudo MySQL. Okay. I am going to create this user. WordPress. Okay. And user will be WordPress. Password will be password. Okay. Now database will be WordPress. Okay. Now I'm giving the permission. Okay, the permission has been given. I'll flush privileges and I will. Okay, so my gut feeling is that credential and permission is done. If you're following what I did right now, first of all, I installed database on private subnet server, and then I am creating a user with name WordPress. I'm creating a database with name WordPress, and I am giving the permission for this user on this database. Okay. Permission has been given so that we can use that permission on this. Sounds good, everyone? Okay. So what I would do now is from this path, okay, WordPress, we will create a configuration. So wp config is the file where you actually give the configurations, like the username, like the password, those configurations you give here. Okay, so I will give that. Okay, so I will go inside WordPress. So actually what WordPress does is, and it makes the life easy for you, it will give you a sample already. It will tell you that, you know what, copy the sample and just edit it. So I will just copy the file and edit it. What you have to worry about is only these four things: the database name, database username, and the host. So let me just remove this. And what is the database name? It was WordPress. What was the username? It was WordPress. And what was the password? The strongest ever password, the password itself. Okay. So we have gotten the database set up. We have given the database configuration here in config file. Database name is WordPress. User is WordPress. Password is password. The final thing you have to give is the IP address. Okay. Normally, what will happen in actual scenario is you will not be giving the IP address because IP addresses can keep changing. So what happens is you will generally be using Route 53 or any kind of DNS service, and you will give the DNS ID, okay, DNS address. For example, you can give production dot Platoon projects dot app dot something something dot database or something, and like internal IP address. Okay, because this will not be public again. In this case, we don't have Route 53 done. Okay, we will just be using the private IP address. Okay, so what is the private IP? 10.0.10.249. Okay, so we will just use that. Okay, so we got this IP address, and that's it. Okay, there are a few things, for example, unique keys and all. It says it is for security purpose. It seems that you should do this, but it will work even without that. Let's see. So you can see your any random values you have to give here. Okay, I am not giving because it's just for demo purpose, so I'm just leaving it. Okay, so what we did is we have created configuration, the WordPress configuration. We gave the username, password, and host address. How many of you are following? I know Tom was following with me. Anybody else?
Trying to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so those one, for some reason, like hackathon or some other commitment, you don't want to lose focus, you can still follow with me as I complete the demo, and you please do it later. It is anyway recorded, so you can follow later, but do follow. Okay. Yeah. And okay, so we got the configuration set up. Now the thing is that the way how Apache works, it serves the files from the path where www.html path or any file in that path, correct? So if you put your file in that path, then it will start serving. If you don't, it will not. As simple as that. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are copying the whole WordPress directory. You see, this is the directory which has the application code, and we are putting this inside HTML path. Okay. So we can directly copy. This is the place where it is giving us a bit of warning. Okay. What it is telling that if you put this directly, okay, on this path HTML, what it will do, it will replace the current file, the dummy, the landing page that you see, it will go and replace that. Okay. So we don't want that to happen as such. Okay. I mean, ideally, you would like that to happen. Are you feeling what I'm saying? On this page, do you want your WordPress blog or do you want WordPress blog to be coming on some other page like blog? Right? That is the question. If you copy the whole file in this path directly, where cd where www html, okay, here it will directly serve the file that you see here. Okay, so it will directly serve the file. Okay, for example, let's in fact try that. So what we will do, we'll copy this directly inside HTML path. Okay. Okay. The whole WordPress directory going inside HTML directly. Okay. We have gotten it. Now what we need to do is it is saying that you should stop and restart. That's okay. I mean, the way it is saying that you should stop HTTP. So any changes, file changes you're making, you should either stop or restart. The next thing we are going to do is it is going to ask us to enable some .ht access file. Okay, so we will do that. Okay, so let me, I just use Vim. I will use vi, and it is asking us to do some changes. Okay, okay, so let's find this place. If you see here, it is saying allow override none. It is saying allow override to all. All right, so none will change to allow all. So this will actually help us to uh, access the file. So let's change that. Okay. So I have gotten this configuration changed. Now change. Okay, this is done. Save the file. Now what it is saying, the GD library is able to modify images. Do we need this? We don't need it probably. Okay. The GD library of PHP enables you to modify images. Okay. We generally don't need it. I mean, you need it if you really want to use it. So I am just going to give it access. Okay. So let's do that. So now we are giving this path permission to Apache. Okay, Apache group. So we have given that. It is changing some permission. Hopefully it will just work. Okay, it will do that. We will, it is saying that restart HTTPD. Okay, let's see what it does. I think it is not really needed, I think. That's a slow step. Okay. All right. So let's restart server. What we have seen, our MariaDB is already running. We are good. So if everything is correct, then if you refresh this page, we should have WordPress landing page. Let's see. Oh, I see some red flag. Okay. So what could have gone wrong? So there is one thing that I know for sure, that is the security group. So, okay, not so sure what went wrong. So how do we debug it? So you go to var log, you go to httpd. That, um, thing that I know that we can fix, and that is this. We have gotten this one. This is private database. I will change its security group. Okay. a security group, which will allow. Okay, I will explain this step. This is something which I wanted to explain anyway. CP class, internal access. Okay, for internal access. And what I'm doing is all traffic and giving it from fetch. Okay. Yeah. So we are debugging. Okay. We are debugging what is going wrong. So far, I don't have clue. I know for sure one thing, that is the database access is not good. So I'm just trying to fix that. Okay. The security group it has is 682. Okay. So it will give all traffic on this. This is actually not the problem which will fix the problem, because it is not the problem yet. Right. All right. So we do not know what has gone wrong. I don't know. I left this step. We should have nothing to do. Chad, any idea if I missed any step? Because we have done this before.
I I know there was a couple times that we had a couple pain points. I'm trying to remember what they were.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I saw one issue. I got one issue, but that is not very critical, but I got one issue. In the, I am not sure. Oh no, that's not the issue. Pointing. All right. So the problem was we had not opened the IP address properly because both instances are in different servers. Okay. If it was in the same server, I mean, database was in the same place, security group would not be a factor. But right now, what is happening is your database is in the different server. So you have to allow on the database port 3306 access to the public server. Then only public server can access the private server, right? If you remember, it was all failing. It was all failing. It was not able to go inside. But when I gave, what I made mistake is I made the security group, but I did not change the security group. So you can see I changed the security group and now it is able to go inside. So once you go inside, well, you have the, you just gave, okay. So you can just give uh, Chandra DevOps, okay. Chandra's tick block I can write. Password I can just give password. Okay, confirm use of weak password. Okay. It will ask you to kind of, be sure that you want to give an email address, you give an email address. You can install WordPress. This will install WordPress for you. And you have to give a user as well. So I'm giving Instructor Chandra as the user and password as the password. Okay, so let it take 1 moment of time and you can see that it has installed the blog for us. And now I can log in with the same username password I have set up. And if you go to this link, you should see my blog is ready, right? And now if I want, I can post some blog in this. So let me go and write a post. And let's say I write the first post, okay? And let's say this first post is about install lamp stack on this, okay? So I will give the title and I will just simply copy the whole blog, okay? And you just publish it. And when you publish it, it should probably come here. So you can see read install lamp server. So I have written this blog and this is the steps I gave it, right? So this way, essentially, you can create the blog, okay, and set up it in a custom VPC, in your own VPC. I know there was a place where I got stuck because I missed to change the security group. Anyway, I think give me 1 minute and then I will take some questions. All right. So we just learned how to, build a WordPress blog, WordPress on a custom server, on a custom VPC, okay, VPC on personal network. So what I did is I have a VPC where I have two subnets. One is four subnets. One is two are public, two are private. I have taken WordPress and WordPress needs database. So I have set up the WordPress part on public server, public subnet server, and database on the private subnet. Then I installed WordPress on there. I installed Apache and database. I installed on the database server, the private server. Okay, private subnet server. After that, I have installed here as well, and I forgot to give the connection that you have to give. Okay, so what I have done is, and this is something interesting. Everyone, please have a look on this. Just 5 minutes. Please focus on this. So what I was making mistake, this website, okay, the WordPress website or blog wants to access database, correct? So database has to allow this website to allow the access, right? Then only it can go. So how do we allow access? We use security group, correct? So I have created this internal access security group. This is not a public security group, right? This is internal security group. I don't allow public, right? Because it is internal. No one needs to go inside my database. Only my application needs to go to database. So what I will do, I will create the security group. And in my security group, there is a very smart thing that I can do. Okay. And that is the thing that you need to see. What we were doing so far, you add a rule and you will give, port database, right? MySQL. You give MySQL access, port 3306, and you open it for public. This is not safe, right? Because it is for your database. So for database, you cannot enable anywhere. So what are the options to us? The best option, what we know so far is, we could take the IP address of public server, right? And we can give the IP address, correct? This will work. Does anyone have any doubt over this? This will work for sure, correct? But
But
this,
if the,
yes, Tom?
oh, my bad. I was gonna say if you shut down the instance or whatever and the IP address changes, then you have to
Exactly.
configure the security group.
Exactly, Tom. You totally got me right to the point what I'm trying to raise the situation. Problem is that these IP addresses keep changing. So if you, for some reason, this server restarts, your IP address will change. So will you like sit and always keep watching that, oh, my application IP address has changed, I should go and change? You don't do that. So there is a very smart way of doing it, that you add the rule, okay? You give the rule what you want, okay? MySQL. AWS allows you to even allow another security group as the source. You see, this is the security group, right? HTTP SSH. This is the security group of your server, main server, right? So we are just taking that as the source. Okay, check it out once again. This is our server, okay, the public server. It is using, it has this subnet security group. Oh, for some reason it has. Okay, you see this 682. So the server that you want to let in, you take the same security group and make it as the source. Getting the point? And that's it. You just give that access and it will work. This will not keep changing. So you are now safe. There's no worry of IP address changing. Now, good thing is that, you know, this is your internal IP, right? This request is coming from your internal server. So, you know, there is no malicious thing. So you can give your all traffic, you can give all TCP. Not recommended, but you can give for experimental. Otherwise, what you can do, you can give custom TCP port 3306 MySQL port. Then you can give custom TCP port 22. You again give it the same way. Then you save it. Okay. Even if you make these changes, your web blog will still keep working. It will have no problem.
So Sean, to that last change then will allow you to SH into your public server, and then from your public server, SH into your database.
Exactly. So now you can see that since I'm allowing internal access, my application has become more secure now. All right. So that was the major learning of this demo, is that you can play with security group like this. All right. So I believe that some of you have just followed me doing this. Ideal thing is that you do with me. It seems that some of you are doing, like Tom was doing at least. So, you know, I will upload this recording now. I will stop the